You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka the R&B King. The outgoing District Attorney Kim Foxx has been passionately involved in the discrimination and selective injustice imposed on Robert Sylvester Kelly for the past 5 years, championing the mudslinging campaign against him and ensuring he is arrested and detained without bail. Even while in prison, her office in cooperation with the Bureau of Prison made sure Kelly does not enjoy his basic rights as any other inmate, and had his calls and emails leaked to social media bloggers to use as they pleased. The exiting district attorney also held a press conference where she called upon whoever had any form of bad blood with the R&B King to come forward and take their shot at extorting him, and in the process help the government to lock him up for the rest of his life. She said this while backdoor her prosecutors were already engaging and threatening the potential witnesses and their parents to either take the stand as government prosecutors and do as they say or get indicted along with the R&B King. Together with her team of prosecutors, Kim Foxx indicted R. Kelly with the most inappropriate and non-applicable charges anyone can think of. Charges that were not even relatable to his case. They literally manufactured a new interpretation of the RICO charge and customized it for R. Kelly, and also chose to ignore the element of intent when applying the Mann Act charges on him. In Kim Foxx's regime, sexual relations between lovers by way of oral stimulation have been categorized as actions of forced labor. A completely new way to describe these events, all purpose to send R. Kelly to prison unfairly. Whoever put Kim Foxx to the task of taking down the R&B King must have paid her a huge sum enough to have her surrender her job in exchange, considering she was never going to be re-elected into the DA office again after handling this rather important case as carelessly as she did.
I will not be on next year's ballot. By my choice.
Looking at the enthusiasm with which she pursued R. Kelly to facilitate a wrongful conviction like she did, and comparing it with the total lack of conviction she demonstrated throughout her time in office, allowing real criminals to go scot-free, and making sure to offer them protection while they roamed the streets on Cook County committing even more serious crimes than Kelly was suspected for, one will be right to say Kim Foxx has been a corrupt official whose record speaks for itself. There is no doubt she will be investigated to determine this, and to have her explain why she chose to chase after the big-time celebrity R. Kelly basing on mere suspicions while allowing the real proven criminals to thrive on the streets killing people every single day without being subjected to any real penalty. One clear case when Kim Foxx's corruption became a public secret was when dealing with the Darion Albert murder case. 16-year-old Darion Albert was killed by a gang of boys who beat him to death. They literally rained blows and kicks onto his body from head to toe to a point where his organs could function no more as he couldn't breathe. His demise caused by 5 teenagers, 4 of whom were incarcerated, and the 5th, who was technically saved from the wrath of justice by Kim Foxx herself, was still roaming the streets and ready to kill again. Meanwhile, the family of the deceased was still grieving when Kim Foxx was busy extending compassion to the 5th of the convicts, and defending him from what should have been a possible 30 years in prison with completely no regard for the victim's family. The Cook County prosecutors charged 4 of the teens as adults, 3 convicted of murder at trial and the 4th pleading guilty and all serving prison sentences. The younger teen of the 5, however, who is said to have thrown the first punch at the deceased that goes by the name Deontay Johnson, was charged as a juvenile in a special kind of case called an EJJ, or Extended Jurisdiction Juvenile Prosecution, on the instruction of Kim Foxx. Meaning that although Deontay was prosecuted and convicted as a juvenile, he was also given a 30-year sentence as an adult he wasn't. However, that sentence would not be enforced until he was convicted with a new felony after release from juvenile custody. Darion's family says they were disappointed when the District Attorney Kim Foxx by her decision chose to go the EJJ prosecution road with completely no regard of how the victim's family felt about this.
Kim Foxx, she kept telling us that that was the best way to go. That way we have some kind of the safety net, that way if he got in trouble, he'd go back.
Even after her re-election back to office, Kim Foxx, Deontay Johnson, now 20 years old, was again charged with the felony of fleeing after a Chicago police chase. The family of Darion Albert, which had been waiting for years now to get justice, was excited with the hope to revoke stay of the perpetrator's adult sentence. The parents were instead called to a meeting at the juvenile court building and told that Kim Foxx again will not be pursuing the motion to revoke DJ's adult sentence, and Cook County state attorneys had instead asked the judge for probation. Albert's mother says she repeatedly tried to call Miss Foxx's office, but all calls got no response. It's hard to imagine that this is the same woman who was quick to jump onto the case against R. Kelly and facilitate a prejudicial campaign against him on matters of suspicion, ordered that he be denied bail to prepare a defense, and worked with the prison's officers to have his information shared publicly, interfering with his defense. Kim Foxx, who has over the years demonstrated her total lack of conviction to deal with crime in Cook County, was now suddenly very concerned about the behavior of a man who fed and took care of his girlfriends even better than he did his own children, took them to $6,000 shopping sprees, and sent money to their greedy parents from time to time because she suspected this to be a sex cult. Just so she could get R. Kelly to spend the rest of his life in prison, she and her team of prosecutors were more than willing to break any laws that stood in their way, and go as far as threatening the likes of Geronda Pace and Lisa Van Allen, whom they told, "You either take the stand and testify against R. Kelly or you get arrested and indicted along with him."
They're like, yeah, you have to testify. And I'm like, no, I don't want to testify.
If we didn't have footage of Geronda herself confessing to this, we would probably doubt it to be true. Tony Reed says, Kim Foxx deserves to be in jail for her misconduct when it comes to dealing with the case against R. Kelly. Her departure will not be the first among the people who have been involved on this case. When the going gets tough, they run. Remember what happened to the first surviving R. Kelly editing team? She chose to resign and not come back for re-election because the truth came out that all of the women were lying about something. Harold Phillips says, "To me, Kim Foxx was seriously pressured to put fake charges on R. Kelly, but I'm so glad that she has a real serious attorney fighting for him and flipping this case for the truth to stand out. Only people who understand the things they have done wrong will run and hide at the most crucial time like Kim has done." Throughout her stay in office, she has proved to be the real mother of injustice in Cook County, but fingers crossed, R. Kelly will be free soon. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.